Good morning. Myself, Dr. Ritesh Kumar Saraswat, Assistant Professor in EC Department of MLB Textile and Engineering College, Bhilwara. Today we will discuss about the third type of pulse analog modulation, that is the pulse position modulation. In previous lecture, we have to discuss about the generation and detection method of PAM, pulse amplitude modulation, and PWM, pulse width modulation. So let us start the lecture regarding the PPM, pulse position modulation, generator and detection. Pulse position modulation. In pulse position modulation, position of each pulse is changed with respect to the position of a reference signal. This change in position occurs in accordance to the instantaneous sampled value of the modulating signal x dash of t. The amplitude and width of the pulses remain constant. The transmitter is required to send synchronizing pulses to maintain the transmitter and receiver in synchronous manner. As the pulse height, that is amplitude and width, are constant, the transmitter keep constant power output. As shown in the figure, the first above figure represents the continuous time signal x dash of t, which is also known as the basement signal. Second one part is a constant width, constant height, constant amplitude, periodic pulse train. When both two are combined and generate the PDM, or the pulse duration modulated signal, or it is also known as the pulse width modulation, where the width of the pulses are changed as according to the amplitude of the modulating signal. When the amplitude of modulating signal is higher, the width of pulses is greater. When the amplitude of the modulating signal is lower, that is in the negative direction, so the width of the pulses will be reduces or decreases. Okay, next the last one in the figure B represent the position of pulses. Position of pulses, that means the pulse are shifted as according to the position of the PDM signal, where the first one is considered when the first one pulse is shown in the figure B, when in case of figure A the pulse is completed, after that the trailing A, the PPM signal will be generated. So the position basically are identified or generated in case of PPM, that is related to the trailing edge or ending edge of the PDM signal. That is the circuit diagram of PPM modulator. So in previous slide we are discussed that PPM, the position of pulse, basically identify as according to the trailing edge of the PWM signal. So it is concluded that the PPM basically generated by from the PWM, pulse width modulation. Okay, so when, as in shown in the figure, in figure PPM modulator, there are the input section, there is the combination, the capacitor C1 dash in series form, which is connected in parallel combination of diode D1 and resistance R1, and these connection are connected to IC555 timer. IC, basically the IC555 timer is working as a monostable multivibrator. Okay, so input is applied the PWM waveform. Pulse width modulated pulses are applied to the C1, R1 and D1. Okay, so let us know about the working of C1 dash, R1 and D1. So as in the figure C, C1 dash and R1 are connected in this way. It is working as a differentiator. Okay, the parallel combination of R1 and the C1 are represented here, where the C1 is in the series form, R1 in the parallel form. So that arrangement are working as a differentiator. So PWM pulses are going to the differentiator. Okay, and differentiator, that means the width PWM pulses are converted into the two edges, trailing edges and the ending edges. That means differentiator will produce the positive and negative spikes as according to the leading and trailing edge of the pulse width modulated waveform. Okay, and this spikes are given to the diode D1. So diode D1 bypass the positive spikes, while the negative spikes are using for trigger the multi-vibrator, monostable multi-vibrator. Then the monostable multi-vibrator produce the pulses of the same width and height with reference to trigger to generate the pulse position modulated waveform. So ultimately the work of C1 dash and R1 are working as a differentiator, which are generating the two spikes, positive spike and negative spikes, is given to the diode D1. Diode D1 is always working as a switch, so it will bypass the positive spikes, and the negative spikes are given to the IC555 timer to trigger the monostable multi-vibrator, and that will be generate a PPM pulses. Here the waveform representation of the PPM modulator. First one waveform are the PWM, where the width are changes as according to the analog signal. Next is the trigger pulses. Trigger pulses are relevant to the trailing edge of the PWM pulses, where the pulses are ending. So trailing edge are providing the trigger pulse for the monostable multivibrator, and at the trailing edge the monostable multivibrator will generate the pulses which are identified by the PPM pulses. Next one slide will represent the PPM demodulator. There is a arrangement having the different section. First is the RS flip-flop, reference pulse generator, PWM demodulator, and finally the recovered modulating signal. In this arrangement, here it is observable that when the PPM pulse is given to the RS flip-flop, the PPM pulse are connected to set input, and the synchronization signal from the transmitter and the reference pulse generator are connected to the set terminal of RS flip-flop. That section will generate the PWM pulses, and these PWM pulses are given to the PWM demodulator, as we earlier discussed about the PWM demodulator in previous lecture, and the finally output is the modulating signal X dash of T. When the reference pulse arrives, flip-flop circuit is set or turned on, given high output. The synchronization signal sent by the transmitter is used to generate the reference pulse signal. At the leading edge of the position modulated pulse, the flip-flop circuit is reset or turned off, given low output. The procedure stated above is repeated again and again, and finally we get PWM pulses at the output of the flip-flop. Then PWM demodulator is used to get the original modulating signal from the PWM signal. As seen in the figure, the first is the PPM signal. Position are identified by the spikes. These are the 4 spikes. Okay. Next is the trigger pulses, synchronized pulses. So the trigger pulses, synchronized pulses will comparable with the position of the PPM signal, and finally output of the flip-flop, that is the PWM waveform. The PWM waveform where the width of the pulses are changed as according to the modulating signal, where the widths are variable second pulse width is higher as compared to first one pulse. So width is variable as according to the modulating signal. So that is known as the PWM signal. So input is PPM and finally output is PWM pulses. PWM pulses are given to the PWM demodulator, and we are after that PWM demodulator we get the original analog signal, continuous time signal x dash of t. Okay, this one slide will provide the comparison of pulse modulation method, different types of pulse modulation method. Basically there are the three types of pulse modulation method: PAM, PWM and PPM. There are the various parameter. First one parameter is the waveform, where the first for in case of PAM, amplitude of the pulses are changed as according to the modulating signal. Next one for the PWM, where the width of the pulses are changed as according to the analog signal. Third one is the position are identified as according to the PWM, where the trailing edge of the PWM waveform is provided the position of the pulses. Second one parameter is amplitude of the pulse is proportional to amplitude of the modulating signal. Next one is the width and for PWM, and third one is the PPM for the position of the, and position is identified proportional to the amplitude of the modulating signal. In case of PAM, for third parameter, the width of the transmission channel depends upon the width of the pulse. For case of PWM, bandwidth of transmission channel depend on rise time of the pulses. For PPM, bandwidth of transmission channel depend on rising time of the pulses. For fifth, next parameter, the instantaneous power of the transmitter varies, not constant in case of PAM. For PWM, the instantaneous power of the transmitter varies, not constant. For similar in PPM, the instantaneous power of the transmitter remain constant. Noise interference effect is high, system is complex as compared to PWM and PPM. In PAM, noise interference effect is minimum in PWM as compared to PAM. Noise interference effect is minimum as compared to PAM. Similar to amplitude modulation, PAM basically working as a similar way of the amplitude modulation. In case of PWM, simple to implement, similar to the frequency modulation. Third, for in case of PPM, simple to implement, similar to phase modulation. So that is the comparison of different types of pulse modulation methods. Thank you.